Oh, hold.
Turn it down a little bit.
Oh, this is so cute.
See,
wait,
that?
I want to get a picture. All right, just really quick, I swear.
So Bailey is currently getting creamer in her coffee. But yeah, we're gonna do our makeup today. Welcome, hi. Bailey is currently getting some coffee for her creamer.
Creamer for her coffee.
Creamer for her coffee. I can't even speak. In the meantime, I'm just gonna prime my face real quick. I need a new primer. This one is not Jaclyn Hill. The Jaclyn Hill one was like pretty much sold out, but
I was gonna say you didn't get the Jaclyn Hill primer?
no, that thing was sold out.
The one thing we didn't get between the two
was like setting stuff.
Yeah.
All they had was like complexion. Hi, so Bailey is back and we're gonna be talking about a bunch of stuff, but primarily Jaclyn Hill, as you know, went out of business, unfortunately. But fortunately for us, the products were really cheap. So we got a whole bunch of products or just like a lot of concealers and things like that. And so we're gonna be trying it. Bailey, you tried some of the stuff already, right?
I did.
Okay, so Bailey will be giving her like, I've been trying it for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah, 2 weeks, I'd say.
Okay, and then for me, these are still in the packages. I got this like, I don't know, eyeliner that I'm probably not gonna really use, and it's setting powder. But yeah, so we're gonna start on my face and I'll talk a little bit more, and then Bailey will talk a little bit more on like her experience so far with them. But you said you like the concealer, right?
Yes, it is a little dry though. Like, not in a bad way, but like you can't let it sit. You have to blend it like right away, unfortunately. But it's just not, I don't know, it's not what I'm used to, but it's not bad. I've been using it and I like it.
Okay.
Gotten good reviews.
Bailey's gonna go wet her brush.
Yes.
Or her sponge. So I'm actually gonna open up the Face It All Brightening. It's not like as if I can buy this, which is totally fine. It's in the shade Tan, and people love their brightening powders. And I'm just gonna be grabbing.
We're gonna have to bleep this.
Oh, it's fine if we sing it.
I want to support that man.
Okay. We've been watching Love is Blind. I don't really watch it when it first comes out because I want all the episodes, I want all the options and things like that. Bailey actually waited for me because they came out with like 6 episodes or something like that.
The first 6 came out, and then what was it? The first 6 came out, and then I think like 2 or 3 more episodes came out, and then 1 more episode has come out since then.
We decided that since I was coming, that it makes sense to just kind of wait for me. So we've been watching it. We have lots of thoughts.
Let's start from least messy to
That's true. That's fair.
Messy.
That's fair.
Let's start with Johnny and Amy.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about them. That's right? What I'm saying. It's like, wait, who?
To be honest, I don't really have many thoughts about them. And I thought they were really cute in the pods.
A little bit.
Since they've come out of the pods, it doesn't seem that they're as connected, I guess. Like, they seem like they have the best relationship out of all of them, but I still don't know if they would last.
I didn't even think about that.
What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like Johnny and Amy are just very bland. Like, the first comment that I made about Johnny was that he reminded me, or just because of his hair color, of the white guy from Pocahontas.
John Smith?
Yeah, he reminded me of John Smith from Pocahontas. That was the first thing I said.
That's hilarious.
And then, but I feel like they were just like regular people who were just partaking in this experiment, and that was that.
But
so
the whole birth control and like that whole conversation.
Yeah.
And
I have a thought about that.
Okay.
I think the reason why they were so like about pushing that is because I think a lot of times when the couples just don't have much drama going on, they really find, with reality TV at least, like they really find one thing to like really hone in on. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
And then they just blow it up, or it's like birth control, like, which by the way, I agree with Amy's feelings about birth control because apparently he has 2 sisters, and you know he said that he has, you know, in the past, everybody that he basically, most women in his life that he's met, they all are on birth control. So, which I'm like, well, that also would mean that, you know, the cons of birth control that a lot of women are hesitant about. Because even Amy was like, I like my hormones the way they are, that type of thing. And some people don't react that well to them.
It's not the easiest thing to just get on it, and it's not guaranteed that the first one you get is going to be the best one for your body chemically.
Yeah. So I feel like personally, I think they were just really pushing that because there's really nothing else for them to give us.
But I mean, the hard stance that Johnny has is like, we're not going to do anything.
Oh, yeah.
Until we figure this out.
Yeah, I think he's just terrified.
He said,
I wonder if he has a child.
Maybe he might. Maybe that's why he's so freaking paranoid.
Like, ain't no way. I mean, I don't think you need to have a child to really be that scared of, like...
It's like he's afraid of immaculate conception. Yeah. Like Johnny.
Yeah.
Y'all can do it.
It's so funny.
Literally, y'all can do it.
Currently at the episode... Oh, yeah, we need to tell them because by the time this uploads, it'll be after probably the reunion.
So we have one more episode left to watch. So we're pretty much caught up to where we watched all of them, but we're one episode behind and we wanted to save it since none of the other ones are going to come out in the time that she's here.
These 2 concealers. Wait, this is the lip gloss. Hold on.
My lip gloss.
Okay, okay, there they are. I got 3 concealers, I thought, but I have 2 concealers here from Jaclyn Hill, and this is the lip gloss again. Why the hell?
And I have the Jaclyn Hill blurring skin tint, which is what I am going to be wearing today as a base in the shade Deep.
Wait, this is their concealer. This is their perfecting concealer. So if you have this, you know what I'm talking about. And I got the shade Tan Deep Golden. But she told me this dries really fast. So this is not the one to be, you know.
It does. You gotta go quick.
Okay.
You can't, like, put it all over your face and let it dry and, like, blend it in. It's gonna dry quick.
Okay. So I'm gonna try underpainting because I also did get... This is the Skin Perfecting Blurring Tint. I also got it in the shade Deep. That's what I got.
We're the same.
Yeah, well, you got Deep? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what other...
I mean, we are pretty much mostly the same.
I'm doing something like quick, easy makeup to look put together, honestly.
Put together.
Oh, this smells... Did you ever smell these?
Oh yeah, I don't like the smell either. That's the other thing that I would mention. The smell is like chemical. They don't smell like roses.
Well, okay, Bailey, I don't think it's supposed to smell like roses. So the next couple we're gonna be talking about.
Are we done talking about them? I mean, I guess there's not.
Yeah, is there anything else to mention
really
about?
To say no. Okay,
so basically they're just like, okay, do we think they'll make it? That's a good question.
Do we think they'll make it? I would say it's a 70% chance that they make it.
70?
Yes. If they get the whole birth control thing figured out, I really feel like that's their biggest obstacle.
Right, which
and
I feel like
if they get on the same page about that, like that's not a continuous issue.
No.
So, yes, I do think that over 50% chance that they make it. Is what I would say.
Okay.
What do you think?
That's the thing. I just don't have any feelings, like crazy feelings about them. Like I don't feel like a certain way. You know what I mean? Like I just don't really feel like yes or no. You know? Because so one thing about me is I don't really like.
Oh, I'm sorry. The other thing that Amy said was if her dad doesn't approve. But they met the dad.
They met the dad.
It was good.
They met the dad. It went really well. He got emotional. And I think Johnny asked for his hand in marriage.
Did she?
He did, and he asked her. Well, you weren't paying attention.
I don't remember
because this girl has ADHD, or I don't even think it's ADHD. She just be on her phone when she watches something, so she misses.
ADHD. I can't watch just one thing. I need to be doing different things.
Yeah, but you're not paying attention to the show that you're actually watching.
I am for the most
Bailey,
part. I promise.
We were watching Love on the Spectrum, and when I tell you, I watched it. I'm rewatching it with her, like the American one, and I'm like, oh look at this. She's like, what? What happened?
That is like every now and then.
Every now and then? Okay, I guess.
All the couples besides them, I'm very much so concerned about. I don't think that, like, what order would we go in to go from... Oh, let's talk about Kenneth and Brittany.
Oh my gosh. Oh my... Social media is having a frenzy. Well, this concealer, y'all see how it's spreading?
I think it does go better with, like...
a sponge, yeah, I'm sure.
That's what I've realized, too, about this.
I've been using my beauty blender a little bit more.
Because I never really use sponges. Or I never really, like, dampen it to put concealer on, but I've noticed that it's helpful with this one. Because it is very dry. It spreads.
Okay, the coverage?
It's very good.
I look crazy right now, but the coverage... Wow. Okay, I'll give it to him. But yeah, you really need to work with it fast. Yeah. I'm just going to use my finger real quick. So Kenneth and...
Brittany. Our lovely Southern couple.
So they're really Southern, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So what about them? Where do we even start? Like, where do we even start with them?
Let's talk about the fact that Kenneth is 25.
And a principal.
And how old do you think he looks, Brenda?
Kenneth looks like he has to be at least in his 50s. I'm not even being dramatic. Kenneth looks like he is 50-something years old. And I was saying that I think that his hair ages him tremendously.
Yes, the twist he has.
The twist, I think because his face shape and his twist and everything, and I think when he had his hair twisted and it was up, we could see his face a little bit more. But Kenneth does not look 25 to me, and I'm gonna keep saying that. And this concealer looks really good, actually.
Oh, good.
It's like not bad. I mean, it is my fault because I've seen reviews before where they say not to wait too long, and I got distracted talking about freaking who again? That's the point.
Kenneth.
Kenneth and not
Brittany.
Kenneth.
Oh,
Johnny, the Pocahontas one. Yeah.
That you got. I don't think you are supposed to say that.
I mean. People say that he looks like other people too. So
who are they? Who else?
Well, if you were watching the show, even though you watched it 2 times already with me, they were saying that he looks like. That's the thing. Who the guy is?
What guy?
A celebrity, or the Superman. He likes Superman.
No, that's Matthew. That's not Johnny.
Well,
see, I know.
Well, Johnny doesn't. I'm just saying. I just don't think that he looks like anybody really.
Other than John Smith.
Yeah, anything John Smith.
No one of this age.
No one of this age.
Decade.
Of this decade. Y'all, I am so nervous because I just grabbed all the new makeup I got from Jack and Hill. We got these, we ordered them together, but not like in order together.
We ordered multiple times is the thing because the price kept going down.
The concealers were like
they really got us.
The concealers were $2.25.
Yes.
Now, am I promoting overconsumption? No. Like I said, I've been wanting new concealers. Like, my concealers are really old. I'm almost done with mine. I do have the black opal concealers and everything, but it was $2.25. I got some for my sister and I got some for me. That's how I am. If I'm gifting you something, one for me, one for you.
Let's tell them where we're going, what we're getting ready for.
Oh yeah, you tell them.
This
is neutral.
We are going to the Balloon Museum. It just opened in Atlanta. And I've seen so many TikToks about it. And
what's going on? Did they sell us expired makeup?
Should we be putting this on our face? I'm really excited for the Balloon Museum. I think it'll be a really cool visual experience. And it should be fun.
Yes, it should be fun.
30. Oh, well, yeah.
I'm trying to be ahead of the time.
And Brenda has also been spending some time with Bean Edwards.
She has a what dog?
A miniature dachshund.
Yes, and how old is he?
He's 2. And he has a lot of personality.
He does. He really does.
But Brenda's getting used to him.
Literally, our interaction is the most stereotypical, Caribbean, you know how Caribbeans act, like old Caribbean people act with pets and everything. Literally think of that, and that's our interactions.
But they're getting better.
And he's also stubborn.
He's very stubborn. Dachshunds are known for being stubborn, but he definitely lives out
he doesn't care about the stereotype. He lives by it, and he thrives by it. He does not take no for an answer.
Kenneth and Brittany.
Yes.
Let's talk about the entire switch up that this man did when they came back from the honeymoon.
I will say, when I heard that he did a switch up, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's because the typical, he just went on a vacation.
Yeah. Because
you hear about these stories of people, who get on the show and they're having a good old time and they wanted a free vacation.
They do.
It's
very sad to see, though, when the other person involved is
taking it seriously.
Yeah, is genuinely giving into the process, and they think that they've actually met a spouse.
Right.
And the man came home and was married to his phone.
Yeah.
From moving in to their last interaction, this man was glued to his phone. And it was very sad to see her as a woman go through that.
That was my biggest pet peeve, was watching him be on his phone the whole time.
And he had no emotion when speaking to her.
None whatsoever. I'm gonna set my under eye using this tan powder, and we're gonna keep this in mind, right? This is the shade, brightening tan. So I'm gonna put it under my under eye in the place I want it to be brightened. But I'm just gonna put that. This is what it's looking like. Okay, it's a little. But yeah, no, I think him being on his phone the whole time, and then when he broke it off with her,
no emotion.
No emotions whatsoever.
She wasn't even going from the standpoint of this needs to happen or we're gonna break up. She was more so just voicing her opinion. She wasn't trying to end the relationship. She was trying to get them to work on it.
Right. So I heard. I look a little crazy. Okay, I don't think I look that bad. But I did hear. If my makeup looks crazy today,
it's not. As the person next to her in person, it does not.
Okay, I don't know, but 4K doesn't lie. And I don't even think I brought blush. Who am I?
I have blush. I have blush, cream blush, and powder blush.
Hold on. I don't know. I'm like out of practice. But yeah, no, I think that what I heard was that they apparently, when they first met each other, realized that they weren't attracted to each other.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that on TikTok that when they did a little reveal, he realized that he wasn't really attracted to her.
Well, so that's not what he said.
No, but listen. So he decided, so they pretty much were like, we're going to cut it off. Like, they decided to not do it. But then the producers for the storyline were like, we need y'all to break up on camera. So imagine you kind of dealing with this, because clearly what's her name was still feeling it, though.
Yeah, she was.
And
she was willing to work on it.
And he decided to still go on his phone.
It's horrible.
Which is crazy to me. I didn't see the spark. Personally, I feel like, I don't know. What's her name again?
Brittany.
I don't know Brittany's history, none of that. But I think that all of a sudden, like, for you to be a very pro-black person and for you, I think that with Brittany, though, is that, so with Kenneth saying that, he's very pro-black, he's, this and that, and then to wanting to date a white woman for the very first time who we don't know who's ever dated a black person before.
I don't believe she has. I think she said she hadn't.
So the thing is to go from like being very pro-black, like you kind of being very pro-black, all about that and everything, and you were a black man too in America, and then you have this white woman who we know or we assume hasn't really, I don't think she said she dated a black person before.
No.
For like not having that background, and then for you to be like, well, how are you going to be with a black kid and all these different things. No shade, no tea, none of that. But like, you can't really expect.
I was gonna say, what does he expect her to say?
What do you expect her? You know what I'm saying? Like, we know how white fragility is. We know how some white women can be. How it can be when it comes to you telling them, hey, you're a little racist, or you have all these, biases. So I feel like with Brittany and them and him not being attracted to her, I don't know. It was when 80 was asking about, she is a white woman, this and that, or whatever it is. It was like, what else do you expect?
And I would have hoped they'd had a conversation about that.
They probably did. We just didn't see it.
But, yeah. I did feel bad for her in the way that he treated her at the end of the relationship.
That was so terrible and so uncomfortable to watch. Well, it's been about a year now.
Yeah.
And the
question
fact that,
of will they last?
And the fact that they're reliving it too is crazy.
I hope that they learn from it.
I think most of them are. It's been a year. I hope you're reliving it and you got some help afterwards.
Right.
So I don't think that they're like, oh, there's my blush.
I used a liquid blush. And the concealer that I'm using.
The shade?
Is the Jaclyn Hill concealer in shade Tan Deep Peach.
And I'm going to use the Danessa Myricks, y'all know, the Bellini shade. Super naturally looking. We have about 15 minutes.
Okay.
So speaking of reliving your experiences and everything, we need to talk about Chelsea and Jimmy. Speaking of reliving things, where do we start?
Let's start with the pods. From the start of their relationship in the pods, they weren't really memorable to me.
Yo, you don't think so? Okay.
But then you see like more and more of them, and everyone knows where Chelsea hooked America and Jimmy into really being hooked into the show at that point was when she made the comparison of who she thinks she looks like.
Well, I heard that she basically said that she meant like with her mask on because she's a flight attendant.
Yeah, that's what I told her.
Yeah, but America took it as, you look like, Megan Fox? Like, what?
And she did say that she gets it when she's at work, which is as a flight attendant, and she was a flight attendant during COVID, which she would have a mask on. And I do think that she does kind of look like Megan Fox. I see the resemblance.
I think it's her eyes, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's necessarily like anything, But I just feel bad for her because in general, like, I feel like it's best to not say you look like somebody because somebody is always going to have an opinion and say, no, the fuck you don't. Excuse my language. Somebody's going to say, no, you do not. Absolutely not. Like, someone's always, so I feel like, genuinely speaking, like, it's just best to not say you look like somebody.
And to say that to someone who hasn't seen you yet, from that point on, they're going to have an image in their head of what they think you looked like based on what he said or she said.
Yeah, that's true. That's literally it.
And so we definitely have the opinion that that conversation did play into Jimmy's decision.
No, clearly, when what's her name, Jess or Jessica, it's me, Jessica.
I'm here.
But when Jessica was talking about, you know, whatever she was talking about, he wasn't thinking about freaking whatever Jessica was talking about.
No, he wasn't. He was daydreaming about Megan Fox.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to use deep neutral to, like her deep neutral to use as to clip my brows a little bit.
The brows.
But yeah, so that situation happened. And can we talk about, so what chronological order should we go in? So we talked about how she looks like Megan Fox.
And so I feel like if we talk about Chelsea and Jimmy, we kind of have to talk about how Jessica played into that situation as well. So we all know that he was dating Jessica and Chelsea. And the way that his relationship ended with Jess in the pause. I really didn't like that he read her dad's letter.
That was so
wrong. If he knew
wrong.
that they weren't gonna, if he didn't want to be with her, I feel like it would have been so much better, and she wouldn't have said you're gonna choke and all this stuff if he hadn't read the letter first.
That was iconic. That was one of the most iconic TV moments in a really long time.
Agreed.
Like,
but
hilarious.
I do not agree with him doing that.
No, not at all. Like, at that point, you could have been like, whoa.
I'm done. Cut the show. I'm done. Take me off.
Very much so.
Like, I need to tell you that I, you know, am unfortunately falling with somebody else. Because the fact that she had that letter written out for her potential partner and everything. And
right.
for him.
I said to her, I was like, what do? Give it back? And then she has to let the actual person that she marries read it. Like, that's not fair that you took that from her.
Yeah. And now, I mean, she could always write a new one, but that is really sad and depressing, honestly. I should have gotten this color.
I love this color.
This is the shade.
This is my first time using it.
Yeah, she got the brightening medium, and that's what you should, I would have definitely gotten to brighten under my...
You can use it.
Yeah, I'm going to use it, don't worry. But yeah, because mine is a little bit too dark. Like, but yeah, I feel like he really could have been like, cut the cameras. I am falling for somebody else. I don't want you to share this very private and like just very personal thing with me because I'm clearly calling for somebody else. But he didn't do that.
Jimmy and Chelsea choose each other, and then we see the reveal. And oh Lord, they woke the beast.
They woke the beast. So with this concealer, you have to work fast. Like, it's not even a joke anymore. Like, I am working fast, like really fast. If you Bean.
Seeing the faces he was making when he was hugging Chelsea.
Oh my gosh,
she was not
Bailey
in
was
his
having
eyesight.
Bailey was having a ball.
I'm so nervous.
I want to do this.
The man looked like a hostage. He would smile, he'd be like, and then like,
Stop.
but he was complimenting her and all this stuff. So
yeah, but I think, I don't know. I'm like, do you mean these
I
compliments?
genuinely do think that he's kind of fallen more for Chelsea because...
You think so?
Yeah, because the way that the last episode ended, like, even how bad she was and stuff, he still took her back.
Oh, yeah, that was...
He wouldn't do that if he didn't have feelings for her.
That is true. But she also just makes that freaking frowning sound the whole time.
You weren't here! Jimmy!
Crazy thing, too, is I think I saw on her TikTok, I think she was like just me scrolling my For You page, and which I could not, kudos to them because she literally was like, can you imagine, like, you filmed this thing like over a year ago, you are not the same person anymore, all these different things, and then you have to relive this?
I couldn't do it.
Because I think that she has definitely like put in the work since then, but I think she literally was like, yeah, this is really hard to watch because I think she's giving I think she's saying like, I've been in therapy, thank God. And she's like doing the work. And unfortunately she has to relive this. And her therapist probably has to relive this. So
I want to see how you like that. Because I like it a lot.
yeah, so this is like a smooth black brown.
Yeah, I love the black brown. It's not super dark. It's more something you could wear as a day.
Didn't you get me one? Where's mine? Remember?
That's the one I gave you.
I got the purple color.
Oh, it's in my room then.
Oh, okay. I'll do the black brown for today.
Bailey
loves it's fine. Bailey loves this like inline eyeliner.
Yes.
And this is the shade smooth black brown. It's super creamy. Bailey wore it for a long time and didn't move. So
yes, it did not move.
I don't really tight line, but I'm just gonna tight line like my lash line up here.
Yeah, Jimmy and Chelsea, I don't feel like have a healthy relationship. I definitely think
Nope.
she has stuff that she needs to work through, and Jimmy's, been having his secrets about his friends that
I didn't know that he slept with her.
no one knew until
That
she
was
said
crazy.
it. And the thing that I didn't like about that is he told her off camera that they'd slept together, and then he said, but I don't want to talk about it on camera. So she can't turn her brain off and be like, I can't not know this on camera. She's still gonna know it, so it's still gonna irritate her, but you're telling her not to talk about it. So I do feel like that was not a great thing for him to do. And then bring her on the show, and he's like, I thought that would like make you more comfortable. The only 2 friends he brought to the show was 2 girls, one of which he slept with, and they've only known each other for 2 years.
That is crazy.
That's a red flag.
For real.
Do we think they'll last? No.
No. Like, just the way they started, like, I don't know. I really don't think they'll last.
Do we think they'll even make it to the altar? I would be shocked if they did.
Well, I mean,
they haven't even gone wedding dress shopping. That's
the date is coming soon. I think it's next episode.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what's his name? We're about to talk about this next couple about how the wedding dress shopping is coming up and it's on Sunday, whatever. AD.
Clay and
Clay, yeah, because he was talking about going wedding dress shopping. So on Sunday, right? And then she's like, "Yeah, my friends, my sister's flying in." Yeah, you get that? I wonder why. Okay, so the next couple is Clay and AD. Where do we even start with this couple?
Start with the pause.
So Clay and AD, right? The first thing I realized with like Clay and AD is, well, AD specifically, is how she was like, like when I see red flags, I'll just paint my nails red.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been saying this. AD literally told us who she is.
She's self-proclaimed.
Which was crazy to me.
That's very alarming.
Very alarming.
Like you're in
nails.
this experiment. Don't you think that you should be past that stage if you're going to be looking for your husband so you don't find another person who's full of red flags and you marry him?
And then it reminds me a little bit of someone who commented, I think I posted something about the show, who basically said that they feel like this season is very much like everyone just wanted to be like Instagram famous, or just like it wasn't genuine. I feel like the only person who would be genuine, I would say, like off the bat, would be like Johnny and what's her name?
Agreed.
Like that's the only couple that I'm like, yeah, I really don't see this couple as like they're here for like the fame, you know what I mean?
But
yeah, and if they end up getting anything from it, like sponsorships and brand deals, whatever it may be, then that's great. But I don't really think that any other couples, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you just because Jess, I like Jess, but I went on her Instagram, I'm like, you are a PLT ambassador.
She's like one of the guys said it, but she's like the Kardashian of the season.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, so that was the first red flag. And then I don't know that much about Clay, which I'm starting to realize that somebody said is that Clay doesn't even freaking he hasn't really talked about himself much. We know that he works a lot and that his dad cheated.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
We don't know anything in that he's probably gonna cheat. We don't know that much about Clay.
Have we even met his friends yet?
No.
It's so scary.
It's really scary. That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know who this man is.
Let's start off with him saying that he wanted to know what AD looked like.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And he was like, I like petite women. I like lips, boobs, butt, all that stuff. And this is a direct quote from the guy. So that was very concerning. And she's like, oh, haha. She like didn't laugh it off, but she still went back to him and gave this man multiple more chances.
It's just crazy to me.
I
got her the bronzer Daycation.
I've never used a bronzer before.
Yeah, so this is the bronzer shade. Isn't this so? I hope it's a little bit darker. I know the natural lighting is not doing much, but this is like the bronzer shade. Daycation. I love bronzer. Love it. And I'm using a big fluffy brush to not, do too much, per se. We're about 5 more minutes before we should probably be heading out. I don't really contour my nose, but just bringing it with my brows, it just kind of like pulls the look together instead of it just looking like, oh, you're around your face, but it just really like focuses and brings it in. But like
Clay's reaction to when AD told him that she was also talking to Matthew was funny as hell, but once again, another red flag.
Also, side note, Matthew scares me.
He's very scary.
Matthew?
I told her that from the beginning because I'd already seen it. I was like, this man's scary.
Like, so scary. I'm not even being dramatic. I don't know. He scares me, but that's just me. I'm gonna put a little bit of my crease. This makeup better stay all day.
Do you have a good setting spray?
No, I'm using yours. I didn't pack that. You don't have any setting spray?
I do, but it's not. It's like drugstore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, oh no. Nothing wrong with drugstore, but my makeup looks good.
It's raining outside. You know, we're trying to keep it from melting away.
Yeah, we're really trying. It's so rainy here. I landed here and it was cloudy. And then before I came here, I was like, let me look at the forecast in general. And it's just been super rainy here, so.
Very sad.
Yeah, I just feel like Clay, let me just say this. Because we watched this episode or whatever. I want to talk about the scene where, I don't know which episode, but Clay basically said, the Milani makeup matte. I don't really want my makeup matte though.
Okay, let's talk about them on the honeymoon when he said, if you were to get out of shape, I would tell you to go to the gym.
That was so disturbing.
And she once again brushes it off. Like I saw something on TikTok that was like, this man is preparing you and telling you who he is. He's not making these comments lately.
That's true. That is so true about the preparing you to show. So he's trying to see, and that's the thing. And as a Caribbean, a fellow Caribbean, a Haitian, all those different things. I'm just gonna speak from a Caribbean Haitian perspective, right? In Haitian culture, I'm not saying this is like what everybody else does, okay? But what I was telling Bailey is that it's very common for you to be a married woman and your husband basically steps out, right? It's like a thing where he will eventually, like, he'll have kids with you, but it's kind of like a given. That's like what comes with being in the relationship, is that he is going to cheat on you. That's just the way it is. It's just a given. And I was telling her, I was like, and with him, when he told, so the part that really bothered me is when Clay, we'll get to like the whole, whatever thing, but when Clay literally said, yeah, I used to go on my, like, these adventures with my dad when he would go and cheat on my mom.
He called it infidelity trips. That's what Clay called it.
I literally was just kind of like, and then I think at some point I was like, what is this guy ethnicity? I don't know if I knew it beforehand, but I went on his Instagram. I saw the Guyanese flag. I said, that's all I needed to know. It was crazy because I was like, yeah, that makes sense. It's very common, especially in like, Caribbean culture. I'm not saying, once again, if it's not you, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, in Haitian culture specifically, it happens a lot where it's like, yeah, your husband was gonna step out. He's gonna go out and like, have like a second wife basically, but nobody really talks about it. That's the thing. It's kind of like a given. And my other thing too is like, where's your, like, I don't know, like, where's your friends? Like, where's the mom?
It was kind of weird when AD met Clay's mom, and like, it was after he said the stuff about his dad, but she's talking about,
and
like,
she didn't even blink an eye when
she's like, I've been married for this long, so I can say this, so I can say that. And it's like, you've been married, but you also...
Oh yeah, when she met,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And honestly, this isn't even funny, but I'm like, sis, not that I'm saying, but I'm like, but once again, we don't know the full story, but I wouldn't be surprised if, it seems like they got divorced. We don't know if it's divorce was because of infidelity or anything like that. But like, it's the fact that, he was cheating on you and nobody told you anything, or you probably knew, you had a hunch. I don't know. I had a lot of questions. But that was just really disturbing to me how the episode left off on that, on the fact that he literally said, yeah, I used to go on this infidelity trip and nobody said anything.
Nope. He was like, yeah, and I realized I never said anything to my mom. That's what he said.
That was what also pissed me off, is that he didn't tell his mom anything. You didn't tell your mom, like, hey mom, like, dad takes me on these trips where he's meeting other women.
Yep.
That was wild.
So yeah, between all of Clay's antics and him saying my biggest demon I fight is cheating, saying that he, like, does the wedding date really matter? Like, trying to move the date back and stuff. I don't see them lasting, and I hope that she comes to her senses before she gets to the altar. But her mom was, like, cheering this relationship on. She was like, give it your all. Give him your all. And if it's not good, then he doesn't deserve it. But she's telling her daughter, after meeting this man who stood her daughter up the night before and never came home.
That's another thing too. It's like, this man is never home. I couldn't imagine, like, my partner being gone all the time and barely home.
And I think he said he does, like, tech sales and, like,
side business, but I don't care.
None of that takes place at night, so you need to be home.
My thing is, why are you not home?
I don't know.
Like, I don't care. Like, why are you not home? I don't care how busy your schedule is. You need to be coming home at the end of the night. Like,
where else would you be?
Where else are you sleeping?
If you're not out of town, if you're literally in the same city, you need to be
He's out of town thugging with his rounds.
in the streets.
I think my makeup looks okay. I needed to marinate a little bit, but I should have learned my lesson by not letting it sit, really. But this lip gloss, though, is finally giving off the color payoff. I don't know if you can tell. But this lip gloss, it could be a little bit more. I think it's supposed to look like this. This is the lip gloss that I featured in my video about the black owned brands. But it looks really nice. It just, I don't know why it doesn't look like this. Or like, I think you could put multiple layers, I think. But this looks... I got this translucent setting powder. It's like a powder, like a loose powder.
Oh, right. Did you use it?
No, because on my Instagram like months ago, I talked about how this is the shade Sheer Tan. What about this shade shows tan to you?
It gives
it's
chocolate
like,
bar.
It's like deep. Like, I don't really want to set my face with this shade. I want it to brighten a little bit, so I'm not going to be using it, unfortunately. So I just didn't.
Valid.
It was unfortunate. So I'm just going to put that back.
Okay, all I have to do is mascara after the bronzer and highlighter.
Okay. I don't like Clay's character at all. We don't know who the man is. We don't know that much about him. We don't know.
But I don't like how AD just takes it all.
Well, but then again, that's why I start off with the fact that she told us who she was.
She did.
We can't be mad at that. She literally says she will paint her nails red.
She did.
It is unfortunate though, because it's like, and then she started using that lingo. But as a black woman, I'm like, oh my gosh, oh brother. She was basically saying she was gonna fix him, you know, be that woman that like gets him together.
Yeah, in the pause before they got engaged, she was like, I want to help make you a better man.
Oh, I'm like, my thing too is like, where are their friends?
I don't know. We haven't met them yet.
Like, where are her friends? Apparently, her sister's coming to town, and her who else? Somebody else. I kind of want to put on this chocolate lip gloss because just giving, you know what I mean? I just kind of want to put this like chocolate lip gloss. This lip gloss is so potent. Let me see. Oh my gosh. Babe, doesn't this look like too much?
No, I think it looks good on you. Oh. I think you pull it off. I don't think I could.
Thugging with my rounds.
My coochie
Bailey. I will be blurring that out. Oh my gosh, I'm already hungry.
Laura and JerAmy.
Oh my gosh. AD and Clay, hot mess. Just like not a good example. I don't know. It's just like exhausting. It's like, girl, trying to fix. She's like using the language like trying to fix a man, and he's basically preparing for him to like step out on her and things like that. So, and and the fact that he's also like, I haven't really been to therapy, and it's like every other conversation is him about cheating. But that's just, I don't know. Any other final thoughts?
It's crazy how he's never outright said, I've never cheated. Or
that's
like,
what I was talking.
Cheated. He just kind of skirts around.
So one thing I've said is that, okay, he keeps talking about cheating, but I'm like, have you cheated though? Like, he hasn't confirmed if he's ever cheated or not. But you keep mentioning that you might cheat. Most people say, I've never cheated in a relationship. I'm just, you know,
right.
Or like, I'm scared, you know what I mean? Or like, I'm always cheated on. So he hasn't really.
Has not come out of his
that
mouth.
has never come out of his mouth. Last but not least is JerAmy and Laura. JerAmy at first was like, okay, this guy's like this goofy white guy, whatever it is.
Yeah, you thought he was fine at first.
Fine meaning like he was like a decent white guy. I'm like,
right.
Okay, like our
like
personalities,
funny.
Yeah, like personalities, like okay, I can see whatever. But then I heard that this dude is potentially married or had a fiance, a child, whatever it is, basically not being honest about who he is. He was pretty chill, but unfortunately he ends up possibly having a child. I think like I don't have anything special to say about him, but the only scene that I care to even mention about is the fact that he was at a bar or something like that.
He went out one night without her. And then I guess Sarah Ann, who was another woman he was dating in the pods, was there.
Oh yeah,
and
the one who called herself a patriot.
Yes, and this was after she sent him a message when they got out of the pods, and she knew that he was engaged to Laura. And she was like, the message started off nice. It was just kind of like, I know that we were together then, or like, we talked then, like, I hope everything is going well for you. But then what she said that I have a problem with is, and if your mind is ever shifting or your feelings are ever shifting.
It was all going well. It was very kind.
I would love for us to like get together basically. And so that message had occurred before they went out before JerAmy went out that night. And all of his friends left. And somehow he winds up alone with Sarah Ann, and he was out until 5:30 in the morning.
And so she, of course, is like worried, waiting all night for her. And then she was just kind of like, okay, well, where are you? This and that. And he had some BS story, just like some BS story about it. And then she was basically kind of like, and then she basically knew the whole time, but she wanted to see what he was going to say.
He was like, you have my location, like, you know where I am, like, why would I do something, blah, 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 all this stuff.
The fact that she knew, which I love that. She knew where he was, but she wanted to see what he was going to say. Of course, he lied.
Ladies, never ask a question you don't already know the answer to.
Well, she knew that, but in that case, though, it made sense for her to do that, though.
Or you already know the answer to. She handled herself really well. I hope that she doesn't take him back in any capacity.
I don't think she will. She literally was like, are you expecting me to meet your mom and then act like everything is fine?
Right.
I'm actually happy that she didn't, because I'm used to watching Married at First Sight, all those different shows. So I'm happy that she wasn't like, oh, it's fine. Like, no, I'm not gonna go and like try to meet your son and act like everything's fine. Like, it's not fine.
Good for her.
Bailey's putting on her blush. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And I don't know when we'll do this again. Possibly maybe when Bailey visits or I visit again. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video of us talking about Love is Blind. Yeah, I just feel like this season is just, after the first season of Love is Blind, I think that was it.
It's chaotic.
It's just chaotic. But the thing is, they get a lot of like good like lots of publicity though. So they're not gonna stop because we're talking about it right now.
Yeah.
Like even though it's like it might be terrible, no one's really finding love and like lasting like the first season. I just feel like it's just not gonna I don't know. It's just a show to talk about and watch now.
Yeah. So we gotta get going. We're
gotta
gonna go
get
look at balloons.
Yes, and I'll try and insert some clips or something like that in there. But bye.
Bye.
This is so sweet. Oh my. Okay.
Floating giants.
That is different. And gently, Bailey. Gently.
How deep do you think it is?
You go ahead and ask my question, right?
This is what hell looks like. Bailey, please. Scared. But you're gonna see this.